Hi everybody! Morgoth the Barbarian here. Welcome to episode 10 of our Railroad Tycoon 2 Let's Play here in China! And whatever this island is. That's probably insignificant. But anyways, last time we were here, we were focused on getting our company back to profitability and trying to get some more money, as we are kind of in the money accumulation phase, as our timer is slowly reaching the century mark. And by that I mean this playthrough will end in about under a century, as we are in the year 1921. And I hate to say it, but it's not really going too well here. We're kind of at the point now where we're just continuing to lose money, so it's that time. Time to figure out what the heck we're supposed to do and see if it works. Which it probably won't, because reasons. But anyways, you know what buttons to hit. With that being said, let us deal with our railroad. Oh, yeah, you know what it is. Alright, I'm just curious. Is there anything worth buying here? Gonna make it our industry, you know. So I'm peeking around real quick just to get a sense of the situation. Not really. And then we have a bakery over here, another cement plant. That's fine. Just pretend like this is a ferry or something. I know that looks awkward. That's not profitable just yet. I'm not really seeing anything around. Other news, is there any new industries here? Okay, I'm not really seeing anything. There's like 3 electric plants, but it's all still the same. Let's see. I know we've been having more auto plants pop up. We've got a few. We have more. We're slowly getting more gravel pop up too, but it's all in the northwest, which makes all sense in the world, so nothing there. Still over 3 oil wells, all of which are basically operating at full capacity at this point, so not really too much more. Aluminum, well, we don't have actual mills yet, so until we see that in bauxite, we're kind of out of luck. I don't think anything over here is profitable. Okay. So what do I mean by profitability here? So let's take a look at our train lists. You can kind of see the problem here, which is trains are not making us money and instead siphoning money. And we cannot have that. So we've got 246 trains. My goodness. So, with the exception of the newest ones, so basically anything, I'll say, over 10 years old. So the cutoff will be train number 207. Basically, I'm just going to go through this and see if we need to potentially retire some trains here. The issue is this. I still have older trains to replace, but eventually these ones we've already done so will need replacing. So we're going to need to replace it not once but twice. I do not have the money for that. So instead, this is kind of going to be like what EA did with Battlefield 6 just recently, and cut our losses and run with the profit. Yeah, I know. That situation is just horrible, but that's unrelated to this game, and I digress. So, long story short, if I feel like a train is losing money over 1920 and 1919, we're probably going to cut it. Like, for instance, I'm looking at these 5 trains right here, and all of them appear to be on the verge of needing retirement, so I would basically just retire that train and move along. So, I'm going to go through all of our 207 trains that I've mentioned. Again, anything under 10 years old, I'm going to assume is still in its infancy, so it will survive the axe, so like 40 or 50 some odd trains will not be looked at. And if I see something like this, there's a good, and especially if your lifetime earnings are in the negative, chances are I'm probably going to hit the retire button. So give me 1 minute to go through this, and we'll see what happens. I'll let you know how many trains I cut. Hold on a minute. Fleet is now down to 146. Okay, so I retired about 100 trains. They were basically either not profitable or not doing well at all. That also may explain the one-time hit of money, but we'll see in a few years if it's fine or not. It didn't really cost us anything out of our own account. It's just, you retired a whole bunch of trains, so therefore, yeah, it's going to go down as a one-time engine maintenance fee. So we'll see if it works or not. Well, I know that train's not going to work, speaking of which. Okay, well, then that just happened. Of course, this is going to mess up some things here, so it's going to take a little while. Let me leap all the way ahead to 22? 3? Yeah, 1923. We'll leap ahead a little bit here. Well, assuming the game doesn't have a complete aneurysm over, well, everything and anything. Okay, so we've finished with... Well, like I said, you gotta ignore that. So our revenue did drop here. This was due to a one-time charge, so I'm not worried about that. This is when we'll know for sure what exactly we're dealing with here. And it looks like even with a cooling economy, we're on the right track. Well, that train isn't. I stand corrected. Okay, fine. Why is it that it's the steel trains that crash every single frickin' time? Game needs to cool it with that. Another one just fell off the cliff. Okay, now it's our auto trains going bye-bye. Come on, game. Stop targeting the high-value stuff. It's not funny. Okay, so there we go. So now we're up to 2 million. Okay. Okay, so we didn't really lose too much. And mind you, the economy is cooling, too. Well, we're in normal economy. So, I guess, technically speaking, we're doing just fine then. All right. This pleases me. Pleases me greatly. Okay. I'm aware that from an industry standpoint, this really isn't going to do anything. It'll probably send our industry profits down, but actually, let's go into our book for a minute. Yeah, so we cut our engine maintenance all the way down to 6 million there. That's very nice. Kind of have to look at the year from 2 years ago because, again, that's kind of misleading. Okay, so our freight revenues are right back to where they should be. Again, we lost a lot of passenger revenue, but that's probably because I cut a lot of ones that had just like the old school model that we started at the very beginning. That just shows you how much I've changed everything. But a lot of it stayed unchanged, so that did help. Okay, that's awesome. That is very good to know. I'm just curious about our dividend here. How much money do I have? 5 million? I wouldn't mind issuing some stock to get some more money here. There we go. Don't mind doing that every once in a while just to get our share count up. Again, we're at this stage of the game. We're at the wealth transfer part of the game, so I don't mind increasing it to 50 cents. This is basically all of our money. It's ours, company, our shares, and our money. Spoken like a true communist. Darn right. Hell yeah. Do I want the cheaper fuel costs? Fuel's currently sitting at 5.4. That is very tempting here. There's really, if we were building in the track building phase, I'd get this guy, but that's not going to work. You know what? It might be worth it, so I'll take them. Come here, Daniel Willard. You are hired. I want those cheaper fuel costs. For being nothing but if not dependable. Alright, well, I like it. Give me some more cheaper fuel costs then. And the people will demand this, though. And there's a refinery here. Oh, interesting. Okay. So I'm just going to see, now that we've done that, we've essentially reset everything. So I'm curious if there's like an oversupply or what. We've also kind of essentially reset the market here. So I'm curious. It looks like passenger-wise we're at the mark. Remember, last episode we hit the point where the automobile's going to sap us of our passengers. So I'm not shocked that we don't really need passenger rail, so that worked. I mean, Beijing's the only spot that really has a lot, and that's saying something. So maybe I could do... I'm just looking around. Alright, I have an idea here. Hear me out. I'll allow for one train and one train, passenger train only, but there's a specific reason. Because these two had the most. I will allow for that under the guise of it needs to be filled up. Okay, so we'll make sure that's completely filled up. Otherwise, that's the only passenger train I'm really doing. I really don't care about everything else, so boo-hoo. Let's see. I see an excess of lumber and grain. We can slowly get some of our trains back here, so I'm just going to put the simulator at 1. Again, we're doing Mikados from this point forward. If I didn't mention that already. Because our trains can do a lot better now with more, we're just going to load them up with more. Barring any sort of restrictions here. Alright, there we go. Like I said, I'm looking for anything 6 or more. 6 or more. I see a lumber mill that needs some assistance. We can send that to you. Okay, that works. Where was it? Oh, there you go. Okay. Don't see anything there. It's quite a bit of oil, but I don't think that'll mean anything. Got a lot of grain over here and one in Dalian, so we'll do something with that. Alright, that's good. You can see the market has kind of reset itself in a way, so there's that. Which is the other reason why I did that too. I wanted to reset the market a little bit, so that should help us. You can see the prices of stuff is already beginning to moderate back to where they once were. Okay, anything else? Let's see. We could send this one to Wuhan's granary. Okay, that'll work. Where was it? Oh, there we go. Okay, then it works. I know we still have more, but I'll let it slide. Because that was a lot of passengers. We got a lot of cattle over here. That we can do too. Shanghai and Nanjing. Actually, yeah, the grain from here isn't necessary, but it does help. Okay, there we go. I haven't really seen any trains use that route. So I guess there's that. If I go along the coast, there's a lot of logs coming in. Okay. Alright, we can do it. Oh, we don't need diesel. They can't even produce diesel there. Duh. Fuzhou had a lot, so we can send it to Xiamen. Right there. Okay, continuing on our tour south. Also a lot of aluminum coming in over here. Suppose we can do Fuzhou to Taipei. Kind of odd to be shipping aluminum this early when there isn't a mill in sight, so there's that. Well, you know what? It is what it is. Okay, you're good. Taipei has a lot of logs coming in, too. Where was it? Oh, there you go. Okay, so we got that. I know there's a ton of iron over here. I'm going to ignore it for the time being. Same for over here. A lot of coal, but no iron to support it. So I am not going to... I'm just going to pretend like that's not happening either for right now, at least. Wait, we have... Okay, I was just going to say, we have this going on at 8, right? Okay. A ton of sugar coming in down here, so... We really got to fix that. Which one of you has a sugar tooth? You do! And you don't demand food at all. Oh, that's a shame. We'll have to send it to Hong Kong. Okay. Give Hong Kong some pastries or something. I am going to increase this to double track since we've got quite a bit of traffic, or at least I feel like there is. There we go. Continuing our tour here. A lot of passengers in Chongqing. We'll do what we did earlier. There we go. Okay, we're going to have to replace that. That's nice. Oh, there you go. Alright, we got nothing we can do with that steel mill, so there's that. Alright, $1 million if it hits. Wow. Now we're talking. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do Chongqing to Hong Kong. There we go. I'm sure there's a lot of grain over here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 18. Ooh. The only place it could really go is like Xeon or whatever. So I'll do maybe 3 and send it north. Then we can do it like... Okay, some new trains just dropped. The B-12 interests me, but this one can handle our hills a lot better than anything else, so we'll stay with the Mikado. Especially if we're staying out west here, so... Maybe if we're out east in the flat areas, we can stay B-12s, but otherwise I would prefer Mikados. I know maintenance-wise it's much more, but hey, so be it. Spend money to make money. Actually, we can send it to Langzhou. And then replicate it. Okay, there we go. The one, the Guiyang. That'll go to Kuming. Okay, that works. And then this one will go to Baotao and end up in Chongqing. Okay, that'll work. That works. Okay. Whoa, wait a minute. No, that was incorrect. There we go. Well, you might as well go to Baotao now. You want to... I started at the wrong stop. Oopsies. Langzhou has a lot of passengers, too. What the heck is going on? Alright. I'll send that to Beijing, too. Some cities just have a lot of passengers. And then everything else I'm seeing really isn't up to full speed. So it's just a matter of how much excess supply we've got running around. Otherwise, we're good. Alright, so we climbed our train count back to 167. Okay, well, that's not bad. I don't even know if anything's using this. Okay, that just looks stupid, but it is what it is. So we'll see if this helps our revenue a little bit. Come year's end. Okay, Zhaozong now has 2 oil wells. Interesting. Okay, we're going to add one more then. To accommodate for that. There's really only one place we can send it to. Well, 2, and it's right here. Funny part is... Oh, and of course the ferry crashed. Oh dear, rest in peace, ferry. That was not good. Okay, well that sucked. Alright, so we're back. And, well, yeah, I mean, that didn't work out the way I thought it would. We'll give it another year before I start panicking a little bit. Alright, looks like everything is okay. Very lucrative, and I don't own it. Well, the people need this, so that's all I'm going to say. Okay, there's a lot of traffic over here. I'm looking at this, and there's just a lot. Okay, maybe we'll figure this out later. How is traffic, anyways? Again, deeper white means that there's a lot, and, well... Yeah, I could try to create a bypass over here, but if it's going down the Dalian, it's not going to help. I think I can do a couple of shortcuts over here. It's using this bridge. Well, I see one spot I could do right off the gate. Our trains are actually using this. That's a plus. Oh, I'm an idiot. That was the track ownership map, which of course we have. Alright, nobody saw that. Oh my god. Alright, this is the map we want, and clearly we got some issues in the west and the east, regardless. I could see if maybe I can create a route from Kikihar over here. Just to help facilitate things a little bit. Okay, let's see if maybe that does anything for on this side. Yeah, I was hitting the wrong button. My bad. Okay, it's not like trains aren't using this. I've been trying to get them off of this. It has not been working. And I see the bypass over here is kind of being used, but not really. Well, okay, maybe it kind of is. Not for nothing, but I could delete some redundant track too. Nothing I can do about this. This is more of a hill. Nothing I can do about this. Taiwan's just going to be naturally busy. We're going to kind of ignore the mountains. There's nothing I can really do about that. There we go. Now we're talking. Okay, we're back. And then if I go west here, naturally this area is filled with trains. I can't really do dilly squat about that, although what I will do is I will create a small little section there. Okay, so there's not too much we can do here, but I do know of at least one route I'm willing to try. Beijing. I want to connect it to this, just to kind of give it more direct route. So if we did that, and then right there, it's a little bit more direct. Speaking of the direct, I will be directly replacing this one. See what I did there? I just wish I could build a more... Oh, man. Oh, man. I can't do anything about that because... Yeah, you know why. Alright. Another one bites the dust. Okay. That's cool. Not really, but you know, you get the idea. There we go. Make that a little bit more friendlier. Ah, they are using it. This train is making a beeline towards our new extension there, so it looks like that solution did help. I'm just a little worried about the grades, but I think we should be okay nonetheless. Install a roundhouse over here. Oh, and you need a warehouse too. Whew. How's that new refinery going? Well, I'm going to buy it for the people, because that's how we roll. Truly, it's nothing else. We have a new steel mill and cement plant in Nanjing. This is lucrative, so the people are going to demand that. If I'm not giving the people money, they're going to be really upset with me. We cannot have that. Cannot have that at all. Nothing else I built is there. And we got more oil refineries and stuff popping up. These two cities look like they're threatening to merge into one. I wouldn't be surprised by the end of the scenario they did that. We're not at the point now where the game is tactically not supposed to last this long, so we're going to start seeing some weird things happen. I mean, that's not one of them, but, no, you know. I would not be surprised if some weird things started happening in this game. Okay. I don't even know what we're waiting for anyways. There's nothing up here I can get. Love how all the gravel pits are up here. Okay. So it looks like we're back. Oh, that didn't take too long. I'm a little worried that the change in manager didn't help us either. This is probably because we added longer routes to it, so that's good. But... I think overall we're hardly missing a beat, and I think that may have done the trick a little bit. Okay. I don't like the fact that our engine maintenance just jumped, but that could be because we're replacing a lot of our older trains with stuff. So as I'm looking through this, look at our roster real quick. There's a couple 35-year-old Constellations. I would not mind replacing these with Mikados, unless, going back to our exercise from earlier, it's these four, and I'll get rid of this one. We'll take the hit on that one. I'll do it as a tax write-off. You're done. And the other two just get straight up replaced with Mikados. Okay, that's not bad. And I'm going to replace this one with a Mikado too, just because it's one of the last constellations we have. Otherwise, as I stare at our lineup, there's not really too much more to replace, though we've got a lot of 30-year-old trains. Usually once it gets to about 30, 40, that's when I start like having problems. Because the maintenance on that is just going to be terrible. So for right now, we'll replace those couple trains. Ooh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, I like what I'm seeing here. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing it. All right. Since it's over flat land, kind of, we'll... Actually, Mikado's a little faster, even when it's filled up. Okay. Okay, I see what this is like. Okay, so Mikado's clearly superior. Okay. So I saw that over here. Oh, you know what? I think it makes sense to just leave it like that. And actually... that's not really necessary, but it does help. Might as well, since it's visiting a granary, so there you go. Any more chemicals that's running around that I don't know about now. We still have the one outside of Xeon. That is actually the second chemical plant that has shown up in the game. Okay. How's this doing? Minus 6,000. Tisk, tisk, tisk. The people do not like it when things aren't making money, but that is, so we'll take that. Yeah, that is totally unacceptable. And this actually got reduced to a coal mine. What happens if I do steel? That's funny. Okay. Recession ahead. Dun, dun, dun. You never want to see that. All right, so in honor of our new steel mill here. Oops. That's all right. That's all right. It happens. Okay, okay. Settle down. You're still free of each. We're good. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, well, you know what? We'll let it ride. I'm sure it'll be fine. I meant to send it to Lanzhou Junction. My bad. I love it when a plan comes together. Not really, but... yeah, forgive me. I wasn't really paying attention there, but that's okay. All right. Actually, send it to Shigdu. There we go. Mix it up a little bit. Okay, so we're in a recession, but our profits are the best they've ever been in a while. That makes sense. I mean, why not? Look at us. We're making tons of money, too. Cash flow is looking really good. You know what? I want at least $1 million. There we go. 60 cents. Get us that $1 million. There we go. Pullman, by the way, is going to be absolutely useless, mostly just because, you know, reasons. Now, little experiment time. What happens if we did this? Ooh, I like this. All right. Okay, we'll do it. We'll do this. Hang on. There we go. I'm actually going to duplicate this track over here, this main line. If it wasn't for that little 4 grade that was over there, this would work perfectly. Oh, there you go. Okay. The whole point of that was just to connect, give it more of a direct connection down south here. I know this is brutal going over this hill, but that's okay. You can't be perfect here. If we go back to where we started, by the way, we still have an excess of logs, but I'm not going to worry about that. Same for aluminum. I'm not going to worry about that either. Although, oh man, these electric trains are getting a little bit better. As time goes on, they will, and we're going to have to deal with that too. I'm just curious compared to the Mikados. They're slower, but the maintenance on it is... this is the one that just came out, the Class 1025. I mean, the maintenance on it is pretty darn good. But we would have to electrify lines. I don't think that'll be a thing until next episode. But this is good to plan know that we're going to start seeing more electric trains. We've got 3 to choose from. Eventually, we're going to have to get off the steam and go either to electric or diesel. For right now, I don't mind a Mikado. Although, yeah. Might help us with maintenance cost in the long run, too. Not for nothing. Otherwise, I think we're good. There's a lot of oil coming out of here. That's kind of what I'm afraid of. Jinan, and there was another electric plant somewhere here. I know, well, there was one here, but it's, yeah. Well, it sucks. I suppose we could. If it's its own station here. Sure, why not? And then, actually, to facilitate this a little bit better... Oop. To facilitate this just a little bit better, I'm going to duplicate this line. And then, where was the... Here, and then here. Okay. Yep, and we're good. Okay. That exercise definitely did us some good. What the heck happened? Oh, I know what happened. Recession, that's what. Oh god, is this gonna lead to a Great Depression? Oh, I did not pay attention to the year. Oh. Oh, are we about to imitate real life somehow? I think we are. Oh dear. The people did not ask for an economic depression. What the hell? You know, nothing's really using this, so I suppose we could do another thing over here too. I'm not looking for the grain. Yeah, the grain's on its own thing, so... Sure, why not? Building new stations during a recession. I am mad. I just gotta keep track of everything, too. That's the problem. This is going to be a challenge a little bit. There we go. Okay. Ah, see, the trains are now using this. Excellent. That's what I was hoping I would see. Seems like the more I build here in the middle of the map, the more they're using it. And then that just happened. Okay, I don't like seeing that. Thank you, train, for pointing that out. Actually, hold on a minute. That's kind of redundant right there. Okay. You're doing it too? Oh, come on. All right. That's on me for not doing that. Okay, that's all right. Oh, we fixed it. We fixed it. Didn't fix my cough, though. Sorry about that. All right, see, we fixed our money situation. Everything's fine. Okay. Let's do it one more time, and we'll take this scenario to the 1930s and call it a day. Lucrative, but we don't own it. That's an insult for the people. Excuse me, to the people. Okay. Still not mediocre, but it still hasn't hit its full power just yet. Lumber mills aren't really producing up here. Actually, I'll try to increase this to a large if I can. There we go. So now you get all this. Actually, it just dawned on me that some of our we'll leave it. All right. Anything else? Not really. Okay. Going back to where we started earlier in the game. No, not really. It is truly hard to be profitable when you have all this stuff over here, though. Not for nothing. It looks like this textile mill was in the ocean for a minute. No, it's not. See, it's throwing me off. It's on a hill. Okay. Silly Taiwan. Might have to invade them for that. Okay, the game didn't like me saying that. Boo-hoo. Okay, whatever. You heard nothing. Lucrative and the people don't own it. Well, that needs to be fixed. Okay. Okay, so until we get out of this recession, we're probably not going to be making any money. We're just barely breaking even here. Let me see if that's the case or if we're back to the old. There's too much. We're spending too much money on engine maintenance. Yeah, see, and we started this game off with 9.2, and we're right back to where we started. Okay. But with less trains. So that's a little bit problematic. But otherwise, I think because of the bad economy, that's probably going to hit us a little bit. So I think what we need to do is start looking into some of these electric trains. That will definitely help us reduce costs. But I'm only going to do it in a select amount of corridors. So we've got 33 million to play with. We'll see what corridors we can kind of electrify and where we want to go for right now. So I'll leave it as is for the time being. So with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. You know what buttons to hit, and I will see you in the next stop. Peace out, y'all.